Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining me once again on this Three Houses Pacifist playthrough. We've arrived at the infamous Chapter 5. I hope the slow going in previous chapters didn't dull your interest too much. This one will be rather quick. The goal of this map is to defeat the boss, Claude. He starts out in human form, but after his first defeat, he will transform into the game's first monster. These kinds of enemies are really cool in my opinion, because they encourage coordinating multiple units to defeat them. In this chapter, we are joined by two new recruits, a new mission assistant, and a liability. Catherine has absurdly good stats for this point in the game, but her most important contribution is giving us access to her hero's relic, Thunderbrand. We've also recruited Sylvain, mainly because he can get us the Lance of Ruin after this chapter ends, but he can also body block for us. Annette comes along to provide helpful rallies, spare healing, and unresolved abandonment issues. Gilbert has a chance to kill an enemy we don't want him to, and he is also rather determined not to resolve said abandonment issues. Our solution to human Miquelon is going to be Battalion Desperation Claude with Thunderbrand. Turns out a 13 might E rank brave weapon is good at killing bosses. Who knew? Activating Battalion Desperation does require lowering the endurance of Claude's battalion, so we need him to take 4 total hits from these fighters. We've actually removed his Sword Prowess ability to lower his avoid here. While we're at it, Claude gets to train his battalion with Model Leader, and he also provides Lysithea with some healing experience. Every little bit helps. Once we've moved up far enough, 2 waves of reinforcements ambush us from behind. This doesn't concern us too much, but we will need Gilbert to miss at least 1 out of 2 times against them. And there we are. Task failed successfully. In a normal playthrough, aggroing these archers would be a grave mistake with cascading consequences. In our case, it's all part of the plan. Claude will kill the fighter on the right if they duel again, so we have to switch targets. Space is cramped, but Catherine can open up a spot for Claude to continue wearing down the Seros mercenaries. Just like in previous chapters, Byleth has been providing extra experience to adjacent allies. We move her again to provide that boost to Lysithea. This also prepares Lysithea to warp Claude on the next turn. Annette tops off Claude's HP, and Leone plugs the gap in our formation. Everyone else moves to relative safety.
Careful, please. Progress suits me.
That's a very good level on Claude. We didn't need the strength, but it does allow him to 3-hit KO Miquelon instead of 4-hit KOing, which means we can afford to miss once when we attack. Because we aggro the archers, these enemies up top are moving away. Claude's battalion is now officially desperate, and that means it's go time. We're about to pull off a classic Three Houses Stride plus Warp combination. Importantly, both Stride and the rallies we apply here will carry over into the next phase of the boss fight. Lysithea's full range warp makes this all possible.
I have to try harder.
Go to town, Claude.
So.
After this cutscene, Divine Pulse charges are reset, and our entire army is repositioned. The exact deployment depends on the initial deployment order, so I had to fiddle around with that until I got what I needed. Leone starts us off by moving the boss closer with a Lure Gambit. This breaks barriers even without doing any damage. I did forget to have her equip a weapon though. Fixing that mistake with Vioni would give Ignaz's Gambit more accuracy. Next up is Hilda, who has Seal Speed and the Shadow Slash combat art. These will combine to drop the Black Beast's speed and defense by 6. Sylvain will take down the last remaining barrier, whether he likes it or not.
What is that?
With the combination of Raphael's Rally Strength, Hilda's debuffs, and Sylvain's chip damage, Byleth will be able to punch out the first monster HP bar. This will allow Claude to benefit from her experience boosting ability. Byleth herself also reaches level 10, and Adjutant Marianne reaches level 5. She wants a few charm level ups for the dance contest later. Guess who else is about to hit level 10? We want to feed the last health bar to Lysithea, but she needs Catherine's help. A double Iron Sword crit would actually steal the kill with exact damage, so in retrospect, I should have given her a different weapon, like a training sword. In this case, bad luck doesn't fight us. Now that we know Catherine will not crit on either attack from this position, we can do some math to determine how best to give Lysithea the kill. She does 62 damage with Seraphim, so Catherine and Annette need to combine for at least 46.
I'll crush them all.
Wouldn't you know it? The steel sword is perfect.
Leave it to me. Here goes.
Since Annette's damage isn't necessary here, I choose to have her heal Byleth to gain some support points. Lysithea already has her level 10, but she's about to level up again and gain 3 magic.
Goddess, the beast is gone, yet Miquelon and the lance remain.
We defeated him, somehow. Let's grab the lance and return to the monastery.
Miquelon, my brother.
That's chapter 5 with 2 kills technically. I'll commentate the paralogs as they come up to explain why I chose them. Take care everyone.